Hello and welcome to Living with the Landspeeder, where we StarWarsify Disney parks one attraction at a time. And tonight is Chapter 20. I'm your host, Ryan, joined by my good pal, Katrin, and my other good pal, Derek.
Yo!
Welcome back. And tonight we have a very special guest. We have Bryan from Spoonful of Podcast. Welcome, Bryan, to the show. We're excited to have you here.
I am very excited to be here, guys. This is I've been dying to get on this show. This is a great podcast, and the concept is amazing. So I love it. Except for I looked up StarWarsify in the dictionary, and I could not find it.
So we're trying to get it on Wikipedia.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to trademark that or something.
We probably should.
Yeah, eventually it will be a trending tag because I use it every single time. So it will eventually say more than 100 posts or something like that.
There we go.
Totally.
That's
awesome. And and I'm a spoonie too. So like I love your podcast. You have a great thing going on over there.
Myself and Evan Dickens, we've had a podcast. We're up in the 175s right now, episode wise. And we're getting a very loyal fan base, which is a lot of fun. It makes it even more fun that way.
And I've got my little pin on my backpack that I take to Disney with me. So
I love that. I have to get the rest of you guys pins. I'll get you guys pins.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we're trying to build a fan base. We will get there. It's growing.
We need a name. They've got spoonies.
We got Landspeeders.
The speedies.
But it's not spoonies. And like
who
doesn't like
speeders?
I want a Star Warsify shirt now. I want a shirt that has something with Star Warsify on it.
I have one that I made, but it didn't come out right. So I got to do it. I'm working on it.
We should all work on it. Yeah, we'll work on it. We need
But yeah, it had the hashtag on it. It said hashtag StarWarsified and it had the logo, but it just...
And then you got to bring it to Comic-Con, and then it'll go trending. There you go. That's what you need.
Yes.
And then they'll come after us and want their royalties.
Exactly.
Yes.
They've never done that.
No, never. No. Well, welcome tonight. Tell us a little bit about, for those that don't know, the listeners, viewers, about Spoonful of Podcasts. Like, what's it all about?
So Spoonful of Podcast is a Disney podcast, and we're a very honest group. We talk about anything. We'll go to anything to do with Disney, whether it be Star Wars, whether it be Marvel, whether it be the parks, whether it be the stock. We will talk about anything. Current events, history. We're just big. Evan and I are just really big Disney fans in all aspects, and we like to do that. So we've had a lot of fun, and we come up with new topics all the time. We're big into one of our best things we like to do is Mount Rushmores of different things, and that seems people love to do those kind of things. And we do a Star Wars Mount Rushmore and all those kind of things. But we like that stuff. That the fans seem to like it, and we've got a really good base right now. It's just a lot of fun, and I love it. I'm a big Disney nerd. I'm a nerd. I've always been a nerd. I've always been that Star Wars, Marvel kind of guy. I'm not, I'm always been that person, and it works because I can actually do it and have fun. So it's great.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I met Bryan at the thing, and we shared. We didn't share. We both had some of the spiked blue milk together.
We
didn't share. It wasn't like two straws.
Can I have a sip now?
No, two straws.
No, but it's interesting because I got mine with rum. I don't know. Did you get rum or did you get?
Yeah, I got rum. Yeah, I got rum.
Yeah, and like it does not mix. It's just like rum on top. It's like
separates.
Take a shot and a half. And like it does not matter how much you do it. And I think I have it on one of my vlogs where I'm just like.
It's straight rum and then some blue milk.
And the green has tequila.
Yeah.
But the green tastes like grass clippings to me. I just
I don't like either one of them.
Yeah.
I was hoping this story was going to go that you guys were both, you went to the milk stand and you hadn't met yet. And one of you got green and one of you got blue. And you accidentally ran into each other and they spilled. And one of you said, "You got blue milk in my green milk." And then the other was like, "You got green milk in my blue milk." And then
that is what happened.
Like a Reese's Cups commercial.
That was it.
Right.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah.
That's what happened. Because I think we like chugged our blue milks and then had to go ride Slinky Dog.
Oh no.
And it wasn't like we didn't have to wait in line because we were on a VIP tour. So it was like, you better finish those, guys. We're going over to Slinky Dog right now.
The ice headache from chugging it down. Yeah.
Oh, barfing that stuff up when you go to those humps.
It was worth it.
Well, cool. Well, I'm glad you're here, Bryan. For for those that maybe this is their first time listening, what we do here is we take an attraction from a Disney park and we Star Warsify it. That means we turn it into a Star Wars attraction, not the regular Disney attraction. And if you want to see it the other way around, this week we were also on another podcast.
Oh, yeah.
The Main Street Electrical podcast, where they wanted to do it a switch. So we took a Star Wars ride and we made it into a Disney ride. So you can check that out. Main Street Electrical. I'll plug them real fast here. Electrical podcast. But tonight,
David Dollars was so good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he cheated a little bit. You know, he cheated because he said, everybody pick a movie, one movie.
Yeah.
And then he picked all the movies.
It was so good. I mean, it's his world. We just live in it.
We just live it. Yeah, that was fun.
It was great.
So tonight I'm excited because we're doing something a little different. It's not a ride. It's not a show. It's a whole freaking island. We're doing Tom Sawyer Island that is found in the middle between Liberty Square, Frontierland, right there in the middle where the riverboat goes around, and we're going to Star Warsify this island.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see what we come up with. Hopefully we all don't come up with the same thing. We'll see. We'll see. It hasn't really happened yet. This could be the night on the 20th episode or chapter. We'll see. We'll see. But I think, who wanted to go first?
I'll go first tonight.
Derek's going to go first. I hope it's Beauty and the Beast themed.
It is. It is. It's very much in line with Beauty and the Beast again. No. So I always loved Tom Sawyer Island, especially I remember when I went my first Disney trip, my aunt and uncle took my brother and I, and this is when you could still fly children on their own. It's like my parents put us on a plane from Illinois and flew us down to Florida, and my aunt and uncle met us at the airport. Crazy, right?
Oh.
I was 5, my brother was 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Can't do that anymore.
No.
So this poor couple, they don't have kids yet. You know, they're fresh out of college and they're taking us to Disney World for our first trip. And my uncle, he knew. He was like, we're going to take them to Tom Sawyer Island. And it was just let us run. And we just ran. And then he took us into Country Bears and Tiki Room, and we were out. And I think we probably even did Hall of Presidents. So I do have a soft spot in my heart for Tom Sawyer Island just because of that fun, open aspect. Like it's just themed and it's just there. So what I wanted to do was you load up into your ship. It's actually going to be a ship. It's on the water.
Okay.
And it's like a transport ship, and you go on to the planet Scarif, the beach planet Scarif.
Nice.
Yeah. So I love Scarif. I love Rogue One. It's my second favorite Star Wars movie, and of course I reference Battlefront II. It's one of my favorite games, and you get a play on there, and you get a play on Scarif. So you get on Scarif, and it's turned a little bit more into like that beach vibe versus the wilderness. And while you're on there, you're going to see my favorite stormtroopers, which are the beach troopers, walking around throughout. And, in the caves are actually going to be a rebel base where they were able to land there, and they were able to get a base hidden there before anyone with the Empire found them. So that's where you can kind of go into the caves and you can explore. But then now the outpost, that is where they're going to have to build that up. And that's going to be where that big tower is.
Nice.
And it'll be very interactive, kind of like Galaxy's Edge with your phone and doing the bounty hunter thing. But this is
puzzles.
You're gonna have to slice in, and you're gonna have to try to hack it so that you can get the transmission out so that you can blow up the Death Star. And then, of course, you got to have a restaurant. Aunt Polly's is on the island, and I didn't think of anything because Ryan told me he was going to do something with it. So.
You're just going to keep it Aunt Polly's. It'll be Aunt Polly's of Scarif.
I mean, that's kind of a Star Warsy name. It could be.
Yeah. It's Aunt Peru's.
There you go. Yeah.
I just wanted to scare Ryan that I was actually going to surprise him. Like, I'm going to do this. And
I'm doing Aunt Polly's because I was like, something needs to be happening there.
It does. And Aunt Polly's is such a great restaurant when they have it open.
Yeah.
It's all like twice a year, maybe, if they do.
Yeah. You do it for like in the summer for a little bit. And
the only time I've been over there, it wasn't open. There was nothing. I mean, it was just.
It's always shut up. Yeah.
Yeah. There was
down there on the water.
There.
Yeah.
That's about it.
So So yeah, that's mine.
That's it.
Short,
Yeah.
short and simple.
That's great.
Scary.
Do you have like a projection in the sky where it's Death Star blowing up like every day on the hour?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Boom.
It's kind of like the sunrise at on Kilimanjaro safaris or something. They shine this light.
Oh, I guess the Death Star blew up again.
That's great.
Yeah,
That would
Cool. I
work.
like it.
That would work.
I love it. Yeah.
yeah, and I kept it simple because I know Brian's so excited. Like he was talking. He's
I've
done
heard
some
there's
research.
maps. I've heard there's maps.
I did some drawings, but I sketched it, but I'm not going to show them now. But I use my
Well, I say the floor is yours. I've been excited for this for a few weeks because we've been talking about having you on for a while, and like your enthusiasm to do this, and you even sent me a message like, have you read this book yet? It's like I'm reading this on the plane, and when I get to Disney, so I know you're excited. So
I'm a Star Wars nerd, and I read all the books, and it's sad because a lot of the way Disney took Star Wars versus the books again, so it kind of got me a little upset because I spent all that time on business trips reading these books, and a lot of them don't make sense anymore. But so when I heard about your podcast, and then there was a possibility of me coming on, I started really thinking about things, and I said, what could I do? What would be a cool idea? And I did think about going into Magic Kingdom and turning everything Mickey into Jar Jar Binks, but I think that would not work. And then I said, okay, let's StarWarsify, which I love that word, Galaxy's Edge, but that would be controversial because it's supposed to be, right? So because I still think Galaxy's Edge needs some work, but anyway, so Tom Sawyer Island to me is great because it's a classic ride. I'm a classic person. I like old school. I like old school Star Wars. I like old school Marvel. All that stuff. I am an old school Disney guy. I like the classics. I'm really upset about the Country Bears, but so Tom Sawyer Island is a classic to me. So I said, okay, what is one of my most classic favorite things to do when I'm playing Battlefront or I'm doing all those things is I want to go play on Hoth, right? And so I want to go to Echo Base, and I want to. So my idea is to turn Tom Sawyer Island into Echo Base.
Oh, I was not expecting that.
No.
And so it will require Disney to go get some of that. Remember that white spray you used to spray in the windows to make it look like snow? They'd have to spray everything down and make it all white and do something there. But that was my whole thing. I said, you could do it. It'll work. You get some overlays. And so it's almost, I almost have it laid out like Rise. So you just got to bear with me a little bit on how I have this done. So again, it's isolated. It's got a lot to work with there. So you're on the river rafts. You get on the rafts. Those rafts are going to be speeders, land speeders, the flatbed ones. I forget what they're actually called. The flatbed ones. Mm-hmm. They transport you over to the island.
Right.
You get off the island. You start walking. You're walking that first cave. In that first cave, it's already done. They've added some animatronics. You see the reenactment of Luke versus the Wampa. That scene in there in that first cave, and you get to go in there and see all the stuff going on in there. You go through that cave, and then you're going through the bridges. Because there's multiple bridges. If you've been there in a while, I forgot how many bridges there were. There's a lot of bridges, and there's alternate routes too. So as you're going over those routes to try to get to the main area, all the different Empire droids are coming around, buzzing around, trying to get you, trying to stop you from getting to the base. So you're going through that, and along the way you'll probably see some of the snow troopers, and you'll probably see some other animals or creatures there too, animatronics. Get through there, you get to the main area, across that big bridge, and now you're getting into the actual into the base. And the base, so the base is going to be, and if you guys remember, and again, the base has been depicted in a lot of different things, but it's the way I always thought of it was there's like two big pieces. There's an upper and a lower. So we'd have to take the uppers part, put some kind of facing, and put snow all over. Kind of like what Derek said, we're gonna have to build that up a little bit. But you have towers, you have the turrets, you have that whole part started already. So the upper part, just maybe conceal it with snow, and allow you to have those turrets. Now you take those turrets because you have, you can put cannons up there of the posts, and now you can actually allow people to go up there and shoot. And then you'd have to put an overlay over and at Big Thunder Mountain and over at Haunted Mansion on each side, and allow you to shoot at something, whether that be a ship or another base or something like that. But they could do it because now you could shoot the little guns that they have. But this would be something really cool, and you could do that. So I think that would be really, really cool. But then you have to guys let me know if I'm breaking a rule here, because I think
I love breaking rules.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to alter the riverboat a little bit now, and that's the only thing. So I want to take the riverboat and then put an overlay on top of a giant AT-AT, right? So on the riverboat, so it'll be coming around, and then you can shoot at that too.
Cool.
So how cool would that be? So you have the I think there's 5 turrets. 5 turrets. You could shoot at either something over at Big Thunder Mountain and something over at Haunted Mansion that you could shoot at. But then there you go. The AT-AT's coming around the lake, and you could be shooting at it as you're going along. That's got to be that has to be so cool if we can make that happen. So that's what that would be. Then inside that top area down below, currently there's a blacksmith area. You can make that like the med area. I would say you can make that. Then you have the horse where the horses are. You could fill that with tauntauns, right? And they could be in there, a whole corral of them. So they'd be down there. And then you have the lower level. So you go down to the lower level, and then you have the troops, and the vehicles, right? So like the Millennium Falcon was there, but I don't think there's enough room for that. But there would be some, X-wings and stuff down there, and that would be great. So in the whole Rise of Resistance type thing, you're down there. So now you're doing this. You go downstairs. All of a sudden, out of the blue, comes a distress signal. Evacuate, evacuate, evacuate. Just like, in the movie, they all had to evacuate. So they evacuate out down that other the other cave, the Huck Finn cave. I think that's the second cave, the Huck Finn cave. They evacuate out of there, go over to where Aunt Polly's landing is, and they get on another ship back across the water. So that's the basic scenario of it. So it would be like a continuous path around with some variations if you need to go. It'll allow you to have some fun, but to keep along with the path, because you have to get more people. You can't have everybody stay on the island all day, or else it'll be hard. It'll be all confusing. So you got to get some of these people off. So there would have to be a time limit. But I would say that. So I would utilize all that, and that's my plan. I really thought deeply on this, but I thought it would be so cool if we could ever pull this off.
I like it.
I was not expecting someone to do Hoth.
Yeah,
but it makes a lot of sense, and I love that you also know Battlefront, because
Battlefront is my game, man.
They did such a stellar job on building the worlds in there. Yeah. And like, I just saw an article like, this is where Battlefront failed because they didn't continue. I'm like, the game was a masterpiece. Like, I loved it so much.
I still play it. So
my son and I play it all the time. Yeah.
Yep.
So here's my question. Do you play it on Hoth a lot?
I let it.
I do
choose.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's like wherever you kind of do. I do. If you're doing the multiplayer, it's like if you're doing the Galactic Assault or whatever it is, where you do it's almost like a mission or whatever, and it just wherever it puts me, I guess. But I do like playing the what is it with the 4 players, the co-op mode, because that's a lot easier, right? Because it's you're fighting AI pretty much, right?
Exactly.
And, so you feel like you're accomplishing something because you can just get the heavy and go and take all those guys out. Yeah.
Co-op's actually how I kept leveling up all my other characters.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't want to use, like the officer. I'm horrible at the officer.
Yeah. But it's a powerful guy if you can get him leveled up, right? Because you can help people out and do the shield or whatever. Yeah,
totally. Man, Brian, that was great. I loved it.
That's great.
I want to go to Hoth. And we're talking like doing an overlay with all the stuff they're doing with all of this projection mapping and Unreal Engine. Like, it's not out of the realm that they could have something like a scrim that goes, the technology's advancing so fast. You never know.
If they wanted to do it, they could make it happen. I didn't do anything that wasn't. I mean, it's gonna that the under the fort there is a lot of room. I don't know how much they'd have to dig some more and to put in some ships, but they could make that happen. They could do that.
Well, and there's the other side of the island too that has like the animatronics and stuff. You could always do that, and they could do that forced perspective as long as they don't make it like Beast Castle, where it just looks like a tiny little figure up on top of a hill.
Right.
Oh, you almost tried.
All right, who's next? Cajun or
I'll go
me?
next.
We go next.
I'll go because
You're
you
like,
can wrap us up.
Okay. Hopefully, we don't have the same thing.
I don't think we do.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
Fallujah.
No. So mine is actually kind of generic, right? And what I decided, I was trying to go with a certain theme like Hoth or Tatooine or something like that, but this is going to be called Star Wars Island, because the idea of Tom Sawyer Island is you get to go to this place and pretend. You go and pretend to be whatever you want to do. If you want to go through the caves and explore, you want to be a soldier in a fort or whatever. So that's what a lot of us want as Star Wars fans, and that what we think of Batuu is a place to go play Star Wars, right? And so the idea of this, and it's still kind of geared towards kids, so it is that it's got a mixture of a lot of different aspects of Star Wars. It's not tied to a specific time period, which is again what we kind of wanted with Batuu and other things that we do. But my thought was, you when you cross over on the initial ride on the skiff, maybe you're coming into a foggy area and it's like a Dagobah kind of area. It's kind of a swampy area. Maybe there's the playground area becomes like this Jedi training kind of thing, but it's not like, you still not think of it as, oh, Luke's somewhere around here or Yoda's around here somewhere. It's just, it's the training area, because they've got these like the playground, but it's maybe there's a way to come up with some like jungle gym type things that make you think of training for, to be a Jedi. But you've got that area, and then you've got the caves where it's reminds you of maybe Mandalore or Tatooine or something like that. Just different kinds of things on the wall, like maybe inscriptions or scribes or whatever, on the walls and things to look at in there and explore. Then you've got when you get over to the fort, you've got a rebel base, or maybe it's an imperial base, right? So because you've got all this Jedi and rebel kind of things over here on this one part, but maybe when you go over there, you're actually get to change sides if you want to, or maybe you're attacking the fort and you're attacking the guys that are Imperials up there, right? So everything in the land is it's interactive, but it's in a way that it's not going to break, or there's maybe not animatronics or things like that, but it's interactive things that are like a playground kind of, thinking about like we talked about the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, that kind of thing, those kind of setups, but look Star Warsy. And you were saying something earlier about you've got to control how many people can come in and got to get out quickly. Is like that was my fear. Is like, okay, we could put a shop in here that sells certain things, or you go build something
like kyber crystals.
Yeah, like you sell these I Am Geek kyber crystals at the shop there. But I was like, how crowded would that get? Everybody wants to go ride this one little skiff across there to get in and go to the shop. So I was like, maybe there's not a shop. Maybe there is. I don't know. But yeah, it's all these different areas, different parts of Star Wars that make you think of different things, but also a way to go and pretend if you're a kid, if you're an adult, and just go play Star Wars. So cool. That's why I kind of went with just a generic Star Wars Island, But
I love that.
But yeah, just
Star Wars Island. That's the name of it. Star Wars Island.
Star Wars Island.
And I have plenty of extra ideas, but I'm gonna wait till Ryan goes, because excellent. I don't want to like. I'm afraid of
don't step on my.
Well, I'm saying I'm letting you have your platform.
All right, so I'm doing a little something different.
Excellent.
We all know how big of a Starcruiser fan I am.
No,
but it didn't work out. So we're gonna try a different kind of premium experience.
I knew it.
Okay.
You did it.
I knew you were gonna do this. I knew it.
Because I was thinking, okay, if we're doing something really cool over there, like Bryan was saying, how do we get the flow going where, so I'm like, it's on an island by itself. It's hard to get to. So you could make it into a Star Wars premium experience. And I'm also going to do something that I rarely do. I'm using something from the sequels. Okay. We're going to, I know. I rarely do it, but I had this idea and I'm like, and the idea came from Battlefront. So it came from Star Wars Battlefront. We are going to Takodana. And
Takodana. Okay, good job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Takodana, the island has become Takodana.
Tacos.
Okay. So
I'm
first off,
glad you said this.
Yeah, let's start from the outside before we get to the island. The riverboat is gone, and replacing the riverboat, circling the island that you can ride in, will be a fleet of X-Wings.
Oh,
Like not just one or two, like a fleet that circles the island, just like in the movie when you see them all coming in on the water.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're gonna have the X-Wings coming in, and you're going to be able to ride in them, and it's going to be amazing. So that's another thing. You got to keep the numbers down, you know, because you can't fit a whole lot of people in this. So you got to keep the numbers. So so the fort becomes, of course, Maz's castle, and it's going to be a cantina, restaurant. It's going to have locals, aliens in there that it's going to be like sending you on secret missions and stuff. You're going to be able to explore the the basement area, like sort of like an escape room where you find relics, where you find certain elegant weapons that you're trying to find, where you find all this stuff. And then the outside is going to be, and this is going to break some Disney rules, it's going to be a huge like laser tag type event. It's going to cover the island where you're battling the First Order. You're going to get laser guns. You're going to get blasters. You're going to be able to go through the caves. It's going to be like capture the flag,
like that amazing
level.
Like the VR thing that they had at Disney Springs.
Yeah, but it's going to be real life.
Yeah,
this is going to be real life. So you're going to be able to go across the bridges. You're going to go down the caves. You're going to have missions that you're going to go on, stuff you have to find. And then some of those missions you can't get unless you go into the cantina and talk to the scum and villainy in there. And then Aunt Polly's, because it's on the edge there, is going to become a resistance outpost where there's just going to be like X-Wing fighters or pilots hanging around and stuff. And you can get quick snacks, quick drinks, and just hang out while you watch the X-Wings going around the thing. So yeah, so I'm trying to think if there's anything else I had. So it's just going to be this massive like real life role playing LARPing island that you pay to get there, and
I would
have
totally pay for that.
Yeah,
it's funny because I'm so glad that I thought you were going to go in a different direction because I have all of the pictures of Takodana on my screen right now because I was like, that was one of the extra things I was going to talk about, and you nailed it. Like, nice.
But yeah, so you can go up just like in the game Battlefront. You can go up to the roof of Takodana. You could shoot down on troopers and everything.
There's all the wooded area that you have to run through.
Yeah.
To even get
if there's room, I'm thinking you could have the Millennium Falcon there, and you can just go inside of it and explore it and stuff. So I think it would be really cool to do.
I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, there's room enough to do all that stuff. There really is. There's a lot of room. A lot of space that's not being utilized in that island. So that could be done.
And you know what? I think people would really be eager to do a heavy ticketed thing for that kind of experience in the park. I know I would. And not even Star Wars. If they made that just a super, not even exclusive, but more exclusive, kind of like the after hours events. Those are my favorite events that they have. We're doing one when we go down there. But like sometimes you need that to break up the crowds and break up the day for the people that have done almost everything or have done everything in parks.
Yeah. But so there'll be food there, there'll be games, there'll be enough stuff that will take up your time just staying on the island.
And the first official bar with the cantina.
Yeah.
Charge people to drink even more.
Yeah. The real band? You're gonna have the real band?
Oh, you'd have to.
I'm ready to go. And just the visual. Maz's castle is so cool with all the banners and stuff. Just the visual of that in front of you in real life.
The different levels too, right?
Amazing.
Yeah. Being able to explore the different levels of it, going to the basement of it, and coming around to the bar area where you that'd be cool.
Yeah. Now with
Very
patrons, I was gonna say, because I didn't want to step on your toes, Ryan, in case you used it, but like you could use the caves as like the Cave of Evil.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Dark Side Cave,
right?
Which would be really, really cool. The other, I thought that the two obvious choices for this, which I didn't take because I took the obvious choice the last time, would have been just Dagobah, or it could be Endor. Because
I thought somebody would pick Endor.
I thought Endor was the easy one.
I think we all avoided it because it was just so easy.
But it would be awesome.
Yeah, you have the tree forts and you can be running around.
I mean, it's perfect. Yeah.
Who wouldn't want that? I would love that. But I think everybody was great tonight. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. But what we're really saying is, when we get off here, we're going to go play Battlefront 2.
Yeah, Battlefront.
Yeah, because like we're actually we're in good shape time wise. Normally, I'm already sleepy, but like I'm like now I kind of want to play Battlefront.
That's funny. You guys, so I still play. It's like it's so funny. Every once in a while, I just get this urge to go play, and I because there's nothing like that as a Star Wars fan that you can have that kind of fun.
Yeah. And has anybody played Squadrons?
Yes.
Yeah. So like it fell short, but at least when they knew they couldn't do all the levels they wanted to in the time frame, they just slashed the price. Like I think when it came out, it was like $25, which rarely ever happens. And so I just played it the other day. I hadn't played it since like the first 6 months that it came out, but I played it with my flight sim setup.
Right. Yeah.
That was cool, except there's people that are so good on it that like I couldn't stay alive long enough, but I'm like, they need to have a flight sim for Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's
what that's supposed to be. And there's supposed to be a new what was the one that was on N64 that was Squadron or whatever it was called. Rogue Squadron. Thank you. They were supposed to make a new one of those. But the thing about Squadrons is that it was made for use with VR. Because if you play the game, you can look around, and it's just really awkward the way it looks around when you're using a controller, because it just doesn't feel natural. But if you had a headset, VR headset on, it would work perfectly. And I've talked to people that have played it with the full flight simulator setup with VR, and they're like, it's incredible. Right?
Yeah, and that's what I was doing. It was really cool. But then the problem is, like, again, you get all the sweaty tryhard kids.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they just roast you. But it made me think like they could easily do a flight sim game.
So like you're saying, what you're saying is just like flying around, not even doing dogfights. I got you now. No, that would be awesome. Like exploring Takodana, exploring Hoth, and
all the different Star Wars ships.
That's
awesome. Pick the vehicle you want, and then be able to fly it. Because there's a lot of vehicles in the universe, right?
Oh,
I would love to be able to pick that, and just like in all the racing games, you can go through and pick all the cars you want and then drive one. Why can't we do that?
Yeah, and like they've already got the platform. Just use Microsoft Flight Simulator's platform, and then just that actually it'd probably be less because they don't have all the maps.
Yeah,
like I could be happy flying through space and over planets, and
so peaceful.
Yeah.
There you go.
I would probably play that game like way too much.
But they would have to allow you to at least do the Hoth scene where you're taking the AT-ATs down,
Yeah.
You get the spinner, go around the thing.
You could have a battle aspect of it.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a problem. I think
or you drop the proton thing into the Death Star and blow it up.
Right. Because they have battle aspects for the different ships on Battlefront. So like you can fly ships on there. It's not super great mechanics, but you can do it.
Whose ship was it? Was it Obi-Wan's ship that had the circular thing that detached?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That would be cool to fly too, right?
Yeah. When he was chasing Slave One, which
the
don't call it that anymore.
That's another one. Slave One. I want to fly Slave One.
The Starship is the proper name now.
It's Slave One. I'm sorry. Like I have boxes that say Slave One on it. I don't care. Yeah, exactly. I'm not changing that one. I'm not
the name.
Box right there says Slave One.
Yep, exactly. I have a Slave One Lego behind me somewhere. I don't know, somewhere back there. But yeah, I think like that's an easy game development for them, and I would pay top dollar for that. Because if you want the full flight sim game without Game Pass, if you have Xbox, it's like $100 or $120 with add-ons. I would pay that to fly all the Star Wars ships in my flight sim setup.
Yep, that'd be awesome.
So get on that.
Let's do it.
Well, let's go. Anybody know any video game designers or people that work on games?
I do.
I actually know one person, but they used to work on Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
I'm related to one, so.
Oh, you are? Oh, okay.
My brother he makes video games.
You can't talk about what he's working on though.
His last game he made was Doom Eternal. So
was he the one that did the color blindness sector?
No.
Have you seen that?
I don't know.
No.
Probably not.
They tried to fix the color schemes for people with color blindness, and whoever did it did not understand.
No, it wasn't him.
I'm colorblind, so don't.
He did a lot of the glory kills and stuff. He made all those up.
That's so awesome.
Sick mind.
No, I would expect nothing less.
Does he go and sit, like my friend used to have to go when they were in release mode or UAT mode? They would have to stay at work for days, 12 days in a row, and they would sleep overnight there. And do they still do things like that anymore? Okay.
No,
not unless you're at Blizzard.
He wouldn't do it.
Unless you're at Blizzard, and then it gets on
that's
TikTok, and then everybody gets in trouble.
Well, Bryan, thanks for coming on tonight.
No, this was wonderful, and I think all of you guys had some great. I was like, as I did mine, and I thought mine was like the greatest, and then you guys were going around. I'm like, wow, you know what? These are some really good ideas. Obviously, they're good at what they do because they.
You know what? Every now, like we have some episodes where like all of them are really good, and then we have some Beauty and the Beast episodes. So like, it's just the way things are.
Most of them were good on that episode.
That's what I said.
Don't give him too hard of a time.
It's like my term. It is my term of endearment now. Like I absolutely love that it was.
Bryan, if you haven't listened to the Beauty and the Beast show,
just fast forward to my part.
Go listen to it. Just hear Derek's because he was so excited about it.
Because I was making a mockery of it.
Oh man,
it's the worst. It is definitely. I mean, it's very well known that is the worst theming that anyone's done.
It's so good. So
what is the ultimate goal? To eventually put together a map of all the different rides when they're Star Warsified?
Ooh.
And so you can actually figure out, you can take over the whole planet, you can take over all of Walt Disney World.
One of the things we tried to do the first episode was like have a ranking, like you did well, or that one was terrible, or whatever. We kind of talked about doing that, and I think what we should have done is try to pick one from each of those and then be able to build that map, because it's like, well, what do you pick for this one that we picked? We had 4 different or 3 different things. And but that would be the idea, is to kind of,
and I don't think going back would work, because I don't even remember most
we can't go
episodes.
Back. We could listen to
which one. Ultimate goal is you have to pitch it to some Imagineer, right? You like McNair or something. You have to go and say, okay, we thought of something. Here you go. What do you got? And run with this and take it and go. And to me, that's really interesting, because you could do that. Because look at all these different ideas. These are great. And I assume that there are other people that do this all the time for the regular rides, right? They probably sit around and they say, hey, guess what? We have a ride here we want to put a ride in this spot over here. What do you guys think we should do? And they probably all pitch things like this.
Sure.
So I love this whole concept. It's great.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it all came about. It was actually it was the episode I was on, I Am Geek, where we were like, how would you expand Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah,
and then I said I would make all of Hollywood studios Star Wars, and then that's when these two guys jumped in with Living with the Landspeeder. That's where it happened.
Yeah. So, okay, I'll put you guys on the spot since Derek said it. Which one do you pick for tonight? Out of the 4 of us, which one's going through to the next round?
Man.
Gosh, that's it's so hard, because
I'd be between Ryan and Bryan.
Because actually, Ryan, I would have taken yours over mine. So that tells you.
I don't know. Like, I just have such a love for
I never thought of it. I didn't think of it at all. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's a great choice.
Yeah. And it was funny because I just pulled it up in my thing. And then you said it. I was like, oh, yeah. I like, but because, I mean, my favorite movie is Empire and my second favorite is Rogue One. But yeah, I think Either one of you would be.
I just want to play real life Battlefront, like Battlefront in real life. That would be so much fun.
But see, when you say in real life, do you mean people get killed or?
Oh yeah,
no, like LARPing,
laser tag.
Like LARPing.
They go to Aunt Polly's and all the dead people are there. And they let you take them home.
No, because the cool thing, you'll be able to dress up just like in Galaxy's Edge. You can dress up.
Yeah.
You could dress up as the Resistance. If you want to dress up as First Order, you can. And then you just go in there with laser tag guns, and just.
I would love to do airsoft in there.
How do you avoid people that really? So again, I was talking to somebody. And again, I don't want to expand too much, but let's talk. I just met somebody who worked on the Starcruiser, and he was telling me there were times where stormtroopers would be walking down the hallway, and people would jump on him and attack him.
Oh! I never saw that happen.
Yeah, no, they said that happened a number of times.
Oh my!
And so
they probably got kicked out.
We allowed people that have real battles. What they would do to each other, who knows?
No, I mean, just like I
love a little chaos.
Like you go down to your local laser tag arena. I mean, there's rules. You get kicked out if you do something dumb. You'll get banned. I mean, if you do something dumb at Disney, you're banned from Disney for life. So
I was banned from our local laser tag place. I used to unplug my headset, and I because you had the headset and it had a cable that went down. So it was the sensors were up there. And so I'd unplug it, but I'd put it behind my ear so it looked like it was still plugged in, and I would just get boom, 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 and I'd still get all my points for hitting people, but no one could hit me.
But banned from laser tag.
Bryan, on the Starcruiser, I never attacked a stormtrooper, but a First Order trooper. But one of the coolest things that happened is I was walking down the hallway, just like walking somewhere to do something else, and around the corner, Chewbacca just appeared in front of me. And he just reached up, put his hand on my shoulder, and was just like in his Wookiee, just like, I'm so glad you're here. And just gave me that shoulder, hold like a big Wookiee would. And I'm just sitting there like, Chewie's touched me. I'm just so cool. Like, this is the coolest thing. I'm part of Star Wars. And then I left there feeling like I'm part of Star Wars. Like, I'm canon now because I hung out with Chewie and Rey, and there was Kylo Ren and Stormtroopers, and it was the coolest thing I've ever done.
You are canon to me.
One time?
I only went once, but it was amazing.
I was saving, and I was ready to I was almost ready to be able to go, and it's gone.
Yep,
neither the other two. You up? Did you go?
No. I did not. I was supposed to go in March.
Yeah.
I would have been going this month. Oh well.
It was amazing.
I went, up here.
Have you all seen the new flooring that Disney Interactive is working on?
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, that it moves like you stand on it and walk, and you're walking in place. So it's like these roller balls essentially.
It's madness. It's incredible.
So the idea is that you use it with some sort of like VR or screens around you or something, but it's like you're walking. But you're walking in place, but it feels like you're actually walking somewhere, right?
Oh no, I didn't see that.
Because the old way was like you had to strap into this thing where you're in a bowl or whatever, and you could kind of run around and all that. But this is a little more open. They were walking pretty slow, so I imagine if you ran hard enough, you would just run off of it. But
the hollow tiles is what they're called.
Hollow tiles, that's right.
And it looks like a bunch of little chips kind of thing, and I don't know how they're doing it. But they're also thinking like stage shows and like Broadway shows where people need to look like they're walking and they're just staying in place.
Right. Yeah.
It would have worked great on the Starcruiser as like a force sensitive thing where you had objects on it and you could just push them and pull them with the force.
That's why I'm actually starting to think they're not done with the Starcruiser. It's not going to be what it was.
Yeah, I hope.
But they're not done with it.
I hope not.
Because people were poking a lot of fun at the building permits for the awnings. Disney has let things go. We know this. Look at Epcot. Look at the pavilions. If they're done with it, they're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Why are they doing anything?
They're building an awning for the guy that stand under it that hits the button that blows it up.
I don't know. I don't think they're done with it.
I think they need another hotel. They're going to make it into a standalone hotel.
It would be really hard to make it into a hotel because there's only like 100 rooms. There's no pool. There's no regular hotel amenities.
And the bed's comfortable?
Oh, I liked it. I slept in one of the bunks. It was cool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I had enough room. I'm 6 feet tall. I had plenty of room.
Make it an all-inclusive adults-only hotel. I'm serious.
I think they should just make it into
it's got a bar,
a half day or Star Wars event that you go to.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not an overnight thing. It's not an all-inclusive thing. It's a thing where you go live out the adventure. You pay extra to go live out the adventure there for half a day or so. You do everything there, and then the next group comes in for the rest of the day.
Could they make those 100 hotel rooms into interactive type rooms? Like they're, instead of going to the engine room for that puzzle that's in there or whatever, maybe that there's a different kind of puzzle in one of those other rooms. That way you have 100 groups doing something.
I mean, they're small. The rooms are small. Yeah, you could probably do something to it.
Take the bed out.
You can knock them out too.
Yeah, you can knock them out.
That's true too. Make one big. Yeah. But I was just thinking though too, like if you're trying to get a bunch of people through there, and you could separate them in a way, put them in the rooms. But yeah.
They can just bring in people from other planets and let them live there like they do in Epcot with the different countries, right? Then there you go.
There you go.
Could be a dorm.
We'll see if they do something with it. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think
I don't have high hopes.
I don't think
after a certain amount of time, it's going to get stale and moldy and everything like that. And then you have to worry because all those beds are sitting there in those rooms. I don't think anybody's going in and cleaning them every day. So who knows? And maybe they clean after the last group too? Who knows?
No, sure. And nobody knows if there's even everything still in there. They could have already ripped a bunch of stuff out. I know that they've already ripped some stuff out because there was somebody that went in after they closed and they basically leaked. Okay, so one of the elevators is completely ripped out and gone.
Oh.
Other stuff has been taken out. So who knows what's left in there? It could just be like storage space right now for all we know.
Yeah, but
why would they take out an elevator unless they needed it somewhere else?
Like all the theming of it and stuff.
Oh,
it was just like a regular
or Disney needed a Band-Aid for another elevator.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like with that massive reveal from Universal Studios, like Disney's got to be hurting.
Yeah.
They got to be doing something. And if they're not, like I don't know.
Universal Monsters. Like forget Mario World, which is going to be amazing. Universal Monsters. Going to meet and greet with Frankenstein. Come on.
All of it. Like that was such a we all knew something was coming, but like what they released was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
I really feel like that's going to be the thing that's going to hurt Disney. It's really going to hurt their bottom line.
Because now you're going to have 3 parks and a water park. So it's not a tag-on thing anymore.
We talked about this week on my podcast. It's exactly what we talked about because it's very intriguing to me what's going to happen there now. It really is. And who knows? Is it going to it's going to draw people there for at least a certain amount. But my feeling also is that I think a lot of people are going to still stay at Disney hotels, but they're going to go to that park until they build up the hotels there. I could see that. That's going to be even weirder too.
But Disney makes their money on food and drinks. Like, yes, of course they make money on the hotels. Otherwise they wouldn't do it. But like the big money is on people eating food and getting drinks and merchandise. So like if people are just staying at their hotels and going to Universal, that's a lot of dollars gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because the margin for rooms is much less than what it is for.
And they're definitely not going to have buses from the hotels over there.
No. Nope.
Then people ask that though. Like, hey, when's the bus over to Universal?
I'm sure they get it every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Where's Harry Potter? Where's Harry Potter Land?
Yeah,
so they get that at Disney.
Yep.
I want to go see Frankenstein and the Mummy. Come on, I had no idea they were doing that. That was crazy when I saw that.
It's gonna be cool.
They better step it up. I don't know what they're gonna do, but they better step something up. That's why your show could be really good. I mean, they should be listening to this and getting some ideas to beef it up. There you go.
Hey, Ryan is willing to take that job.
Yeah, just have to give me a call. I'm still waiting. I don't know.
It's gonna happen. Manifest that thing.
Call me, Disney. Bring me in to make some cool rides.
There you go. You need it. You need it. Listen, guys, call them, please.
All right. Well, Bryan, thank you so much for coming.
I had a wonderful time, guys. This is great.
Really cool.
You guys are terrific, and I really, really appreciate you letting me come on and have fun with you guys. This is your great concept, and your episodes are great. And for those of you that don't listen, go listen to the other episodes. They do a great job.
Well, thank you. And if you ever need anything from us, we're happy to help.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, you can go listen to Spoonful of Podcast.
Listen to me and Evan on Spoonful of Podcast. If you guys want a little dose of Disney on the side, we do talk some Star Wars, not to the length of you guys, but we do try to, and sometimes we invite Derek on too. So maybe we'll get the rest of you guys on now.
Yeah, we'd love to come on.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course.
Wonderful. Cool. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it so much.
All right. Thank you so much. And we'll catch you next time on Living with the Landspeeder.
What?
Hey.
Gotcha. Stealing his catchphrase.